just started playing it yesterday. If you follow me on Instagram, you had seen the things in my story, but it's Red Dead Redemption 2. I'll also put this in my what I've been playing video. But I just wanted to talk about it. Because, I mean, I'm trying to think how many hours I've already probably put in. 6, 7 hours, maybe 8 hours even. This was a 2-disc game my friend has on PS4. He says it wasn't 2 discs on PS4. It's 115 or 110 gigabyte download, but I mean, I knew I'd like it. Obviously, 8 hours in, I'm really enjoying this game a bit, quite a bit. It starts off, you're like in the mountains, it's snowing, trudging through, kind of like the Donner Party scenario. And you find an area where your gang sets up camp. You're Arthur Morgan. You're in a Dutch, I forget his last name, but he's the leader of the gang. Some spoilers here. This is late to the game anyway. When did this come out? 2018. So most of the people who probably wanted to play it did already, but John Marsh, the Vanderlyn gang. It says right on the back. Takes place in 1899. It's a prequel to the first one. And Red Dead Revolver has nothing to do. It's in the same universe, I think, but it doesn't have any connection to these. Use Arthur Morgan. John Marston's there as well from the first one, and I've read, and my friends told me stuff that happened, so I know where that's gonna kind of go. But he's there. This guy named Pearson, he's the cook. Charles Smith, I believe his name is like a scout type. Grimshaw, she's like the leader, like the, I don't know how to call her, like the den mother type of the camp. Strauss, I forget his first name. He's like the medicine guy, and there's other people in there as well. Always Javier, right? His name's Javier. He's like a tracker, I believe. And there's other guys as well, but some of them die in that beginning part, so you hole up in this mine. And then, it's the beginning part in that mountain's kind of like a tutorial, but it's maybe like a 3-hour kind of. People said they didn't hate it, but they were like, oh, it's slow moving. I actually really enjoyed that. It was very linear. That beginning part, really cool. This game looks fucking incredible. Like, I have not played like The Last of Us 2, and I'm sure The Last of Us 2 might look a little bit better, but in terms of like open world scope and everything, like this game, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey looks incredible. I think this looks better than that. The open world, this is in this game, and Odyssey, but even more this game, and even The Witcher 3 to an extent, is so like vibrant, and it's what I thought. Now it's last gen, but when it was new gen and current gen, this is what I thought PS4 and Xbox would be doing. Like when you look off into the distances, it looks real. It looks like it's a full world. Like some of those older open world games, it's very bland and flat. Like you look off into a distance and it looks phenomenal, even in the distance. All the character models look phenomenal. The voice acting is excellent in this. The same guy who voiced Marston in the first one is back, which is cool. In the beginning, at the beginning part, you actually have to go save him. Because he went out with Micah. There's another guy, the cat snoring, you probably hear. But you find another house. The guy Micah finds another house. You go there, and the O'Driscoll gang is there. And Dutch, and I think it's Colm O'Driscoll, the leader of a history. So I've done some missions doing them. I've gotten out of that part, and now I'm at a Horseshoe Lookout. Is it a Horseshoe Lookout? There's a town Valentine where you can go to. You can do little side things. Like you can play Hold'em, Texas Hold'em again in this. I was playing that for a little bit. Oh yeah, the Reverend. I had to do a mission where I had to save the Reverend. In your group as well. And the guy Strauss. I can't remember his name. His first name. Johann Strauss. German guy. He's like kind of the banker, I guess. And I have to go confront people who owe money to the gang. So I did one of those people. There's a ton of side stuff. There's random stuff as well, like there was in Red Dead. The first one, I had to help a guy who got get bit by a snake. I gave him medicine. Little things like that. Like I said, the game world, like, just graphically, like, I couldn't get over it. Like, I'm playing it, and I'm like, oh my god, like, every part, I'm like, my goodness, this is ridiculous. Like, the combat's fun. I've gotten to a decent amount of combat so far. You did a train mission too as well early. Use dynamite, but it screws up, so you gotta jump on the train. Take out dudes, and there's like a honor meter. So certain bad things you do, I guess, will gain you notoriety or will change how people act in the world. Same thing if you do good. I did mostly good. by accident, because I guess the story is here. They had like a botched mission or something in this place called Blackwater, and they lost all their gear. That's why they're on the run from the Pinkertons or whatever, I think. And I'm now you're on the run or whatever. But what was I gonna say? I completely blanked there. That's bad. But you're on the run, so that's why you're setting up camp and you're like gathering up stuff. So you did the train mission. You got that information from one of the Driscolls, and you that was kind of fun. Oh yeah, there was a guy from Blackwater who sees me in the town of Valentine. He's like, I recognize you from somewhere. He's like, no, you had to chase him. And then he falls and he's hanging on a cliff, and I by accident just shot him when he was hanging on the cliff. I was like, oh man. And it says, and people will see you do stuff and they'll try to run to lawmen. I had to chase a guy down for I assaulted someone who was attacking the Reverend. So I had to chase him down and threaten him. You can interrogate by the people by punching him and threatening him and stuff. I just bought a new horse. I said the voice acting's really good in this game. It's very natural. And it has because it takes place after that time frame, kind of, but it has an Oregon Trail vibe, especially in the beginning. And even when you leave the mountains, you're on your wagons and stuff. My wagon wheel broke, so I had to fix it real quick, I had to wake her up because the snoring's really loud. It's only getting louder. I feel bad, but she'll be back asleep in 2 seconds. It says that, you're collecting food. You gotta bring food and stuff to the camp and put money in the camp, the camp fund. So you can loot bodies and loot whatever. And you're putting stuff in there. You can bring food to the camp. You can go hunting. And stuff like that. So I like that kind of world building kind of aspect to it. And it's very Oregon Trail-y, which is cool. And the gameplay's fun so far. I've used a carbine. I think it's a carbine rifle. Or repeater. Shotgun. I just picked up another long. He has a sawed off, and then I picked up a 2 gauge or whatever, double barrel. He's got his revolver. And you still have that same Deadeye you had in Red Dead, and I believe you had it in the first Red Dead Redemption. I believe you had it in Red Dead revolver as well. You slow down time. You're picking up tonics, and you can, food. You gotta keep track of your horse's stamina and your horse's mood, because it will sometimes get scared if there's animals or gunfire. There's a lot going on, and I've obviously only scratched the surface here. I got into a brawl in a bar that was kind of cool, saloon. Got thrown out the window. So I wonder if Horseshoes is back. Horseshoes was in Red Dead Redemption. I don't know. Like I said, I've only scratched the surface. game world's so lush and just vibrant. Like every time, like I saw a train go past when I was going, it just looked so cool. Like every little thing was like an event for me personally. Just overall, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I'm excited to see what else comes. I know it's a long game, which is fine by me, but I knew once I start playing this, I was gonna like take over all the other games, because I started playing Resident Evil 3. I'll talk about that, and Maneater. I'll talk about those. About what I've been playing, and I'm enjoying those too. But now that I'm playing this, it's gonna be hard to kind of go to other games. I'll definitely do a gameplay too when I get further on. But I just wanted to talk about my impressions. My impressions of it are incredible. And like I said, that's not news to anybody. Everybody pretty much raves about this game, and it really is justified. And I know there's a lot of weird stuff going on too, like ghost trains you can find, and vampires, and all types of other weird stuff in the game world. It's definitely cool, for sure. Like even like hunting a deer, you throw the deer. He throws like a freaking deer over his shoulder. I'm like, those deers weigh like probably like 400 pounds. But the deer is just so realistically looking. The wolves, like everything. It's so impressive. I assume this came out on PC too. I wonder what it looks like on a high-end PC. It probably looks beyond mind-blowing. Pretty good humor in there too. The writing's good. You can talk to all your people and stuff. Your people in your gang. It's really enjoyable. You can like trim your beard and stuff like that. You can change clothes, everything like all that stuff. I think you gain and lose weight depending on how much you're eating or not eating. Similar to they did that in I believe they did that in San Andreas. Yeah, it says right here, robbery gone badly wrong in the western town of Blackwater. And it's like the end of the Wild West. It's ending. And even like Red Dead Redemption 2, I haven't read the first Red Dead Redemption. It takes place in what, 1912, I think, so it's even further along where it's almost completely gone. But really good. Cool. I'm going to be playing it again later, probably like 3 more hours, but I wanted to do an impressions on it. I'm really enjoying the hell out of it. I'll definitely do a gameplay of it as well, probably more than one, similar to Skyrim, but yeah. Just my impressions, early impressions of Red Dead